So I'm here with Kilohertz commentating,
Hey,
yeah, commentating HaloAndy007 versus BeXXsoR. This is for big games.
yep, so this is the first match of the playoffs. I believe that would make it the semifinals.
Yep. And let's see, let's look at this kingdom.
Also worth noting, this is a full six-game set. If either player gets to 3.5 wins, I think they just win. Otherwise, if it goes 3-3, player two wins.
Alright.
Bit of a weird rule set, but it's the same rule set that was used for small games and medium games playoffs, so they're just using the same rules. Anyway, let's look at this board. So obviously we have Stockpile. That's like a card that you click almost always.
Brr. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We have Exorcist and Salvager as trashing. Um, there's Watchtower is like a kind of draw, but it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
there there isn't a really strong draw to X deck here. You have In, which can give you actions and reduce hand size. Uh, the most synergy I see with Watchtower right now is Scepter. Watchtower Scepter lets you do
oh
some fun
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you can draw up and play some more treasures.
Yeah, and if you find another, you can draw a bunch of treasure, and then if you find another scepter, you can just do it again. So combined with stockpile, that actually might be like pretty damn good.
Yep. And if you
So
ever
we
need
see.
need more VP, there's distant lands around.
Hmm.
And Mountain Pass, which is gonna be a thing to think about when you start greening.
Yeah, who's gonna trigger Mountain Pass is gonna be big here because of stockpiles, they're both gonna be able to hit some pretty big price points early. So they both open stockpile, um, Exorcist, which I think makes total sense.
Yep, you want to get your estates out of your deck.
Not just out of your deck,
Yeah,
turn them into
Wisp.
wisps.
You
Wisps are
gotta
amazing.
draw.
Okay, so we see the watchtower and the stonk.
Yes, and then,
Wait, did Andy just pass a turn?
yeah, and he drew 2 coppers and all the estates.
Oh, wow. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, sometimes it just goes like that. Alright, so this 4 for BeXXsoR here. What are you gonna buy?
I kind of want another exorcist.
Yeah,
I want to get really thin.
yeah, because once you get thin, you can really start to have some shenanigans with scepters and watchtowers.
Yeah. Another watchtower isn't the craziest thing either. Bex doesn't have any stockpiles in Exile, so I don't think buying a stockpile makes any sense right now.
Yeah, so do you just yeah trash all your stuff with Exorcist and not bother with Salvager ever? Yeah,
You might want Salvager when plus buy runs out if there is game after that. Because it's the only plus buy on the board that doesn't disappear. Looks like Andy has some connection issues. But Bex is also just thinking. Oh, Andy might have just done what I always do, which is when my opponent's taking forever, I panic refresh. Like, am I getting timed out? Did I
it's
disconnect?
like wait, did they do something and I didn't realize? Salvager,
Okay. I
all right,
mean, I like Second Exorcist more, but Salvager's also doing the same thing, and um, I'm yeah, seems okay.
yep.
So this could be Scepter.
I'd get a scepter. I wanna. start going towards the like final deck composition here.
You have two buys though, and you have a stockpile in exile, so you might want to get that stockpile out of exile when you're at the bottom of the shuffle like this. So it could be just stockpile watchtower.
Yeah, that also works.
In also,
Uh,
okay.
all right. You
I
can
mean, in goes well with the draw to X deck for sure.
yeah, you can discard your stop cards and
Also goes great with
yeah.
wisps. You can discard some coppers and then or estates and stuff, and then redraw them with wisps.
So yeah, it fits in.
I think I would have preferred scepter there, but in makes sense. Oh, Andy's having some rough
Ouch.
draws this game.
Ouch.
Like Bex is pretty far ahead, despite them being pretty mirrored, just because they've gotten so much better draws.
Yep.
Oh, this isn't related to anything, but I just signed a lease for a new apartment building, and it has an arcade room with arcade cabinets.
Yo.
If you're ever in New
Nice.
York City, we can play some arcade games.
Cool. All right. So what do you want to do here is Bex? Do you want to salvage the estate?
Um,
Then you hit 7. Doesn't
I think yeah, you salvage the estate and you exorcist a copper.
oh yeah. Yeah, and with
And this is either
6.
interceptor or oh, okay, we had I see I think I would have waited till next turn to unexile the stockpiles because you still
Yeah.
have one more hand before the shuffle.
So you can, place some more stockpiles and then discard all of them as soon as you're like about to shuffle your deck.
On the other hand, if they have like a watchtower and an inn in there or something, then they're gonna trigger the shuffle next turn. So it might make sense. I'm not sure what they have down there.
True, true. Got another 3, which
Other watchtower, sure.
yep, it seems good.
Okay, so Andy hits an awkward 8 here. This could be scepter
Yeah, I
stockpile.
think I want yellow.
Okay,
Oh,
they're hammering on inns. I don't know if they don't see scepter or they just don't like it. I think it's really good here though.
yeah. Play your treasures, scepter, play some more.
So yeah, Bex did have wisps down there, so it made sense to take the stockpiles out of exile.
Okay, nice pig.
Yep, first pig of the game. So here again, I want to see like Scepter Watchtower, Scepter Stockpile. Lap is also starting to get interesting too.
I think scepter stockpile is what I'd do here.
It's very yellow, but sometimes you gotta go yellow.
This is a very nice board for yellow.
There's a lot of cool, and of course Royal Seal is here. The real power card of the
OP.
board we haven't even
OP.
talked about yet.
Scepter, scepter.
Okay, so we see ins. They really want. I mean, I get it. I want some ins because I never want to have to play a Watchtower dead and then have to do my
Yeah.
whole turn with scepters, you know?
Yeah,
But I
so
do want.
having a few ins to like start off your turn helps a ton.
Yeah, but I do definitely want to be playing with scepter here. I mean, it lets you play with treasure payload really effectively, and you have both stockpiles and not really any alternative to treasure payload. There's no cards that generate money besides Salvager.
Or bandit camp.
Well,
But
that generates money. Like
yeah,
actual money cards. Sorry. There's no
yeah,
virtual money besides Salvager. Bandicamp is real money, as weird as that is. It's not virtual because it doesn't the card itself doesn't give you money and then disappear from your hand.
yeah.
So let's see. How many stockpiles does Andy have in Exile? None. So this is probably Watchtower. Andy's just so far behind.
Yeah, the draws have just been really unfortunate, but here he gets to trash both of the remaining
Estates into
estates.
Wisps. Yeah, that's great. You gotta love that. So here I think you toss Salvage or Copper and then play Watchtower.
Yep, that seems good.
Yep. Okay, cool. So if Bex wants, they can shut Andy out of stockpiles and split them 7-3.
Ooh.
I'm strongly considering the stockpile denial,
Yeah, because
which is a lot of fun to
seven,
say.
7-3. That's big
Also,
in this
Andy has them
game.
all in their next
Yeah.
hand pre-shuffle. I mean, Bex
Ooh.
doesn't know this, but if they go for it, it's devastating. Andy either loses these stockpiles for the rest of the game or doesn't play them and has a really awkward hand.
Oh.
Bandit camp, so not gonna empty stonks. Taking one stonk and a watchtower.
Yes, that lets Andy here get the two remaining stonks for an
So if
even
you were
split.
tracking deck well enough, you could have known that they had all their stocks in hand because they're at the end of their shuffle and you could see how many they have in exile. Assuming that they weren't hiding any by not playing them, which I don't think it makes any sense to not
Yeah.
play them at this point in the game.
Yeah. You want to get stuff.
I don't know, maybe Scepter isn't good here. Maybe this just like goes too fast. I mean, stockpiles are about to run out, at which point these decks are going to slow down a lot more, but there can be a lot that happens before that.
Yep. Especially with BeXXsoR here being able to get the final stockpile.
Do you take it, or do you hope to take it in another turn or two when you and on exile more than one stock?
I think you take it right away.
They do have two stocks in hand right now, so they'd be putting in two and getting three back. That seems pretty worth.
Yeah, so like,
So they have six stockpiles to Andy's four, I believe,
yeah.
if they take this last stock.
Which I think they should take stockpile and then scepter, please. Because like if they had a
It,
scepter here, you can keep drawing up. Um, Leprechaun,
Lep in.
lucky.
They do not empty stockpiles, so they could potentially uh be giving Andy a bit of a way back into this game.
Yeah, if Andy gets the last one, that means that theirs are now going to be stuck in exile. Nice.
Gotta love getting a wish. And yeah, I don't see a choice for Andy but to take the stockpile. I
Yep.
mean, now they get all four of theirs back. Meanwhile, Bex has two that are stuck in exile.
Dang.
So all of a sudden, Andy
And
is way ahead in the stockpile game,
and 10.
whereas yeah,
10
and
to buy
has
stuff
money to
here,
spend,
so
has money in the bank, money.
and a wish in deck.
Yeah, So I think Bex really messed up with not playing stockpiles more aggressively. They could have had a 7-3 split, and instead
Yeah.
they split 5-5 with two of Bex's stuck in exile on the final shuffle.
Yeah, if Bex bought those three stockpiles, then Andy would have been really, really in a tough spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Alright, so we're trying to activate Lap here. Shouldn't be a problem. We have Pig if we need.
yep,
So I think you play in and then Lap here.
yep, and then
Not sure what Bex is thinking about. Yeah.
keep going.
Yay, get that wish. Oh, they can top deck a wish.
Ooh, oh, that's nice.
Man, Watchtower is such a good card.
Gotta love it. Wish for Scepter.
I would like to wish for Scepter for sure. But you may as well play the Watchtower first.
Scepter could even maybe get BeXXsoR to draw deck. Huh?
Interesting. They're going for distant lands.
Uh,
I don't
feel like
really see a
it's
pile threat.
early.
I mean, with stockpiles, someone can take out Watchtower for sure, but there just aren't enough stockpiles floating around to really threaten a third pile.
Yeah, I would have much rather, Scepter, because then Bex could have continued their
Yeah,
turn.
I think Scepter made a lot of sense. I think Bandit Camp would have also been fine.
Yeah, that would have
Seems a
worked.
bit underplayed to me. I guess you pig this Watchtower here just to get the clean shuffle. On the other hand, you might want to top deck stuff, so maybe you don't play it. I guess you got to figure out what your last card is. I'm in a lazy mood. I do not feel like tracking.
Deck tracking is tricky. Yeah, so what are we getting here? Um, I would have not top decked the distant lands. I would have left it to play later.
Agreed. Like, it's not that important to get them on the mat immediately. The game's not about to end.
Yeah, like it's getting close, but now with stockpiles, exiled away, there's less of an immediate threat that someone can just buy up a ton of stuff.
I mean, Andy still has all their stockpiles.
True. And
But is that
another
even enough gains?
and
So
another
with
wish.
so Andy has a wish and 5 stockpiles, but they need 7 gains to empty piles. And then they need to score a little bit. so I really don't think you have to play this aggressively for green.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit early.
You like wish for gold and then salvage it. You need like extra money and buys.
It's clever.
I mean, you already got a gold from lap, but if for some reason like you don't know what to do or you didn't find it, salvage exo, wish for watchtower after you discard. Yeah, this is where it would have been amazing to draw a scepter.
Oh, that would have been so juicy. Just draw through like your entire deck, or at least a lot of cards.
Yeah, you get a pretty clean
Plus five
shuffle, and
cards.
hopefully you draw another watchtower, which lets you top deck stuff for your buy phase. Scepter Watchtower is a thing. Scepter draw decks in general is a thing. Like Scepter Scholar is way weaker than Watchtower, but it's also a thing. Okay, so now we're getting to the point where piles are starting to look relevant.
Yeah, with
See, Andy has 4 stockpiles still out of exile. If Andy can put enough distant lands down on the mat, they can end it next turn.
yep, because Andy has one distant lands. Andy needs
Hey,
to.
your audio is cutting out
Oh, is this better? Is
so
it
far.
okay? So yeah, Andy has only one of the distant lands. Bexer
Yeah, that's
has
better.
two. So yeah, Bexer still has the points lead.
Damn it, you're cutting out again.
Dang. 1 second. This better?
I mean, you sound fine right now, but I won't really know until you start cutting out again.
Or if I just don't. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, so how much can Beck score this turn realistically? Because Andy, if he doesn't score enough, Andy will win on the next turn. Let's
Andy
see, Andy.
has, but doesn't Andy only have 5 gains right now?
I think they also do. They have how many wishes start in the pile? 12 or 15? I don't know.
Wait, wait.
I think it's 12 wishes. Yeah, thanks, Haglet. So they don't have a wish in deck. So yeah, they only have 5 gains. So um oh, they also have a salvager though. That's 6 gains.
Okay, so with 6 gains, they need to pile.
Inns and watchtowers, and then take a province and put down a distant lands,
Yeah.
and that's a win. If Bex didn't take any points right now. Bex is almost certainly going to take points though, as they do not want to
Yep.
lose.
And about the province though, Mountain Pass.
Yeah, that makes things way more complicated. Oh man, if this was post errata mountain pass, you could pile out, buy a province, and then bid 40. Wait, or maybe it's the other way around.
Wait.
And they can bid 40, and then you
No,
can't outbid them.
this is still after that turn.
Yeah, yeah, I'm saying post errata.
Yeah.
It
This is
hasn't
still
happened yet.
pre-errata
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
there's the
gonna be different.
province.
All right, makes sense. I think this is a good time to province. Andy wants to pile out, so putting them in debt, it's gonna make that harder. And on the other hand, Bex is probably pretty happy to take some debt for VP, which pushes them further away from getting piled out on.
Yep.
So I think this is a good move.
How much would you bid as BeXXsoR
Hmm.
here?
I don't know. I'm really not sure.
Just 14. It's always 14.
Well, you got to bid 13, so your opponent takes it for 14. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be tempted to bid 14 just because, like, I don't know. So it's probably correct. Hey, we did it.
Hey! That's always the best number.
It's a good number, man.
Yeah, so now
Well, this is an
Andy.
awkward hand.
Oh man. Yeah, no draw at all. Yeah, Andy's 18 points behind, which is quite a lot.
And they're lowering, which seems
Oh,
suicidal. I mean, Bex doesn't have any stockpiles, so their only gains are Leprechaun, so I don't think they can pile.
oh,
Leprechaun and a Salvager.
and one salvager. Wait, who has
So I don't think,
who's the other salvager? HaloAndy. Okay,
yeah, so I don't think they
okay.
can pile,
Yeah, no, they
but
have at most one. Yeah, they have at most three
three
gains.
gains, yeah. But it still seems a bit crazy to lower to me.
Yeah, because you're really
And
pushing.
also, they lowered without taking any green, and they're behind in points by a non-trivial amount at this point.
Yeah, like BeXXsoR can pay off debt and then look into ending the game.
We're looking to putting in a situation where Andy can't score enough to catch up before Bex can empty piles.
Yep.
Like if Bex uses two gains on, like, let's say in Watchtower here, and also takes a province, Andy has to score 22 and 8, 22 and 6, 28 minus 4. So yeah, Andy would have to score 24 points. So he needs three provinces. Possible.
Yeah. Discards both wisps. I would discarded an exo and a wisp.
I think they want to salvage the EXO.
Ah, that makes
And yeah, I
sense.
agreed, Ja. Bex's position looks quite good.
Yep, salvage before.
Yep. Yeah, so they wanted
Technically,
to salvage that.
if you played Lep and got the right hex, you Vex could pile out as is.
I'm pretty sure you just picked this lap.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait, really? Oh, and they have Watchtower to counter greed. That's pretty fun. You don't see that very often.
Nice. Watchtower. We love it.
Such a good card.
Look at all this cash.
Money, 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 money.
And the card art for Watchtower, Bandit Camp, and Salvager looks so nice together.
Yeah, all those comforting blues. Blue greens.
Oh, look, another gain.
Games are good.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think Bex can pile either. They can probably pile over 2 turns. Um, but they just are so far ahead. I mean,
Yeah,
Andy does still have stockpiles. This is true. They have 2
does.
stockpiles left.
But Andy is
But
just so behind on points.
yeah, and also their deck is worse aside from the fact that they have 2 stockpiles.
Yeah, Andy got really screwed over by those early bad draws.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
All those estates.
Okay, we get a wish here. We get to top deck that wish too. Watchtower.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 14 was probably a low bid, but I have no idea how to bid correctly for Mountain Pass. I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, it's.
It's a question for the bots. Or someday overlords. They'll be able to tell us how to play Mountain Pass correctly. Wish for a scepter.
Come
It's not good.
on.
It's not good at this point, but it would be cool.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
I'm surprised no one's gotten Scepter ever here.
I mean, I think the decks they're playing might not be extremely flashy, but they're very,
Reliable.
yeah, they're good. They're not.
They get
Giving scepter is more a style thing and not
they get
a
deck
strong.
stuff done. And
Yeah, salvage exo, I guess.
yep.
So where does this
Oh,
put Andy now?
but the wishing for in means that Bex just needs 9 and 3 gains to pile out.
Yup. Yeah, I think taking that in might have been a really bad idea. But maybe Bexel dud right here. In which case Andy looks pretty favored to win.
Oh,
Andy still does have a stockpile as well. Will you pig this here?
yeah.
Munch indeed.
First, just
And this is just game one. Yeah, you absolutely pig.
yep. It's been a pretty long game too. Half an hour.
Because you have 2 salvagers. Um, there is an argument for just taking Prov, but if you hit and you win the game, that's really good. I don't super care about getting another gold. The wish would be nice, but you don't get the wish from playing it normally, so Sean, it's not that I don't care
Fitting.
about bidding correctly, it's that I don't know how to do it. I just type 14 in the box and then like hope it goes okay.
Man, and then you're gonna get the errata, which is gonna.
Really change the dynamics in ways that I don't fully understand yet.
And if you think, I think actually the so if you do discard like Copper Province and you pig the Leprechaun, what is the worst possible thing that can happen? Drawing a Salvager and then not being able to hit. Well, no, if you draw any action, you can keep going.
How many coppers do they have trashed? There's only 7 coppers in the trash. And we're seeing 4 of them here, like on the board right now.
Wait, is there any way that? Okay, I guess they are
Yeah,
indeed
they're
just
just gonna
taking
take province.
province.
Okay, and another sad draw. Is this win in hand?
Um,
Bandit camp, salvage inn, salvage watchtower.
yep.
Yeah, well, now it definitely is. Thank you, Sean.
Oh,
Don't keep playing. I mean, it's fine. You just discard watchtower copper and then salvage salvage. No, no.
no, no! Rip win. Oh no!
I mean, they're still in a good position. They still totally could win this turn, but
But
that was literally
that
in
was
hand.
a thrown away win. Like
It was a missed win.
it wasn't the first like hand that they drew too.
Yep.
Not even needing to play a card.
Yeah, I mean, there are 2 buys right now. They just have to find their other salvager.
Yep.
Oh,
Come on, BeXXsoR, you got this.
I never know what to think after a player misses a win. On one hand, I want it to like want them to still win because I don't want to feel like bad, like oh man, they missed a win.
Oh,
Okay,
there it
there's a
is.
salvager. All right, cool. We still got there. But on the other hand, a part of me also wants people to get punished for missing wins.
Come on, opponent. Come on, you got this.
All
Yeah,
right, so a hard fought game 1 does go to BeXXsoR. Um,
pretty long game too.
yeah, definitely a very long first game. It was a 40-minute game. Uh,
Whew.
I've been timing my matches recently, and I consistently play about 15-minute games.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into timing all of mine season 46 league and just otherwise and seeing like how long it's a game really.
Okay. Um. Anyway, yeah, I'm on the faster end of players for sure. My 4 game sets all clocked in around an hour,
Yep, same.
hour 15, somewhere in that range. Um. Anywho, okay. So Exorcist is back. Gotta love the EXO, one of my favorite Nocturne
Oh
cards.
yeah.
So this card has wow, this board has some really strong cards: Governor, Courtier, Exo, Hostelry, and Courtyard, Seer. Um, and then it has Raider and Peastone. Uh, so worth noting is there is trade combined with Seer, which is like a pretty strong money thing. Not that you're playing money here because there's Governor. Um, but that is a thing uh that you can consider doing. I wouldn't, but you might trade at some point, get some coppers into silvers, then draw the silvers with Seer, remodel the silvers with Governor. Like this is a pipeline I see. Using Governor to get a big mint also sounds great.
Yep. That's a pretty cool board. So you want to get Finn, get governors.
Um, Vagrant seems probably a little better than usual here, but it's not amazing. I don't know. I'm pretty low on Vagrant in general. Is there something specific about Vagrant on this board I'm not seeing?
It is a cantrip that Seer can
Sure.
draw.
No, Seer can draw it. Oh, we're getting into tuples. Now you know it's going down. Interesting. So they buy a hostelry, a naked hostelry, if you can
Ooh,
believe it. Which doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
it's just a
I mean, they
village.
they have a courtyard, so yeah, the 5/2 looks really good. Um, if you get the right seer and courtyard here, you could potentially mint away like all your coppers. Like,
Yep.
yeah, we can mint away 6 coppers right now.
Oh yeah.
Minting on up, minting on up.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna resign yet, but also I'm not a big resigner unless I'm in a bad mood. I've noticed when I get tilted, I will resign games a lot earlier. So I've been trying not to do that. In fact, in Renaissance Mix I just played, there were 2 games I almost resigned that I won both of. So trying not to resign games anymore until it's like absolutely over.
Mhm. We had a couple in Ren mix against Derpa too that I just resigned. Derpa was like, "What?"
Yeah, you do that sometimes. Stop it. Quit it. You're plenty good. Stop resigning games when it's like in the mid game. Just because you're down in the mid game doesn't mean you'll be down in the end game.
Mhm. Oh, all those coppers, wisps.
Yeah. Seer can't draw copper.
That mint. That was.
That's pretty big, especially when you consider that they already have governor in decks. Now they have governor and mint in deck. They can just print silvers. I mean golds. Wow. I don't know why you want to print silvers really. I mean silvers are okay here. You can remodel them to stuff. Seer draws them. Could consider a trade here to get rid of these estates. Here you can even use courtyard to top deck a horse for next turn. Oh, Bex is just flying.
Yep. gain a gold too before that.
Yeah, so you can either play the horse, you can either do governor, gain a gold, play the horse, mint the gold, or you can do governor, gain a gold, um, and use courtyard to top deck the horse,
I
and
like the
then
horse
either
top
mint,
deck.
and then either mint a silver or um just not play mint, and then probably trade, get rid of those estates. I mean, on the other hand, estates aren't really a big deal with Seer, so maybe you don't trade. Sean, I don't know why you're thinking of buying a
Wait,
raider. I'm
wait, why
sorry, I
not
don't
play?
know.
Why not play the governor?
Well, they're still gonna play the
Oh wait,
governor.
yeah,
They're just
that's
top decking the horse. Yeah,
wait,
see.
didn't count actions.
Yeah, estate to hostelry looks pretty good. Oh, you can even discard everything for horses and then play courtyard and trigger shuffle full of horses. I don't know, Courtier Raider, Sean? Yeah. I mean, it's okay, but like, you have to have a Raider
There's
in your deck.
and there's also just plenty of governor seer stuff to be doing. Ooh, ghost.
I mean, you can always Exorcist a gold into Ghost. You don't need to do Raider Courtier stuff for that. You can just use Governor. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Also, Courtier also already has Wisps as a target if you have your Exo. So I don't know about adding Raider, which is a bad card, just for a third type.
yeah.
Whereas Wisps have two types.
Exercising, exercising your mint. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Bex doesn't have an XO. I mean, we're talking about sort of a theory deck now. Because I would definitely be playing with XO. Although maybe there's just not time on the 5-2. This board goes Zoom and Bex
yeah.
is
On
just
5-2, you know. Woo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is why silver is a pretty good card in your deck in governor games, because you just turn it into more governors or other fives that you want.
Yep. Governors are almost piled. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think governor is usually a very important split to win. Like, if you have like 7-3 governors, you probably are doing something wrong. But this looks very good for Bex.
You know, just back is just so much thinner. And
Thinner, has way more governors, has more payload, and more deck control. Yeah, Seers get kind of bad now when your deck is full of fives and sixes. But that's okay. We have Courtyard, Hostelry.
horses,
Yeah. We have
silvers.
some draw. Yeah, with Governor games, they're extremely explosive, right? So, I mean, you can build up golds, and then someone could take 4 provinces, and the other player could just take another 4 in a duchy. Like, that's a common way for a Governor game to end. Or someone takes 3, and then the other player has to figure out how many can I take. Like, leaving 5 left is often a really good move. I will be right back.
Doggo. Alright. My dog's barking at something too. Okay. Some more horses. It's nice. The plus buy on Courier is definitely pretty good, especially it's like the only one here.
Set up.
Nice! You leave it?
Alright, so lots of remodeling happening. Yeah, like Courtier having plus buy on it makes it a really nice card before you get ready to trash all golds to provinces. I didn't think about that earlier, but now I'm looking at it. And whoa. So Andy has a ton of coppers still. Meanwhile, BeXXsoR has all the good cards in their deck. You know, yeah, Bex could really do a lot, especially with such a thin deck that you can do. You can draw up and do so many things with like governors. You can really build and snowball much more than like the kind of linear growth that's been happening so far. Cordia is at 10, and I'm not quite sure why. Yeah, silvers are a lot better. Not just for the extra coin, but for the seer drawing them. Hey, there it is. There's the first courtier. Woohoo! Yeah, and then trade a couple coppers away to silvers. And here as Bex, I think I would have also discarded the gold because more horses is more win, and you can draw the gold or any of your other golds back up with all the horses and stuff that you have. And here's the first province. As well as a mint.
All right, I've returned.
Hello. Andy has gotten a
Can you hear me,
mint.
Monster?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh no, looks like I can't hear you.
Oh no. Man.
Hey,
So,
can you hear me?
yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Weird, I can't hear Monster. I'm gonna restart my Discord because Discord's weird.
Well, audio is a weird thing. But here we have Seer drawing a whole 3 cards.
Yeah, I can hear you again. Restarting Discord always fixes the problem.
Nice. We have
And,
a whole deck drawn, tons of stuff to do.
yeah, so potentially we could gain 2 more golds
Yep.
and then remodel 3 golds into provinces. And on the other hand, we could gain like 5 golds and then aim to and or 4 golds, draw hostelry, and aim to win next turn.
I prefer getting lots of gold now and winning next turn.
I mean, by winning, I mean
Yeah.
taking like 5 or 6 provinces. You gotta watch out though, because Andy could take a bunch, and you know there is no plus buy here. That's Courtier. Who is the Courtier?
Andy got it.
Okay, interesting. So Bex doesn't have plus buy. Bex could gain and play a Courtier if he wants plus buy.
Yep.
Okay, it looks like they're taking the conservative line where they're not going to green and they're just going to set themselves up for next turn. I guess you mint a gold governor, gain a gold. Okay, they're taking 1 province. That seems fine. It's hard, Mocha, but it's a lot easier if you buy hostelry here.
Yeah, just tons of horses.
Yeah, you don't get many horses because it's like
Oh,
pretty. Okay, they're buying province.
okay.
Gold is unfortunately very dense, so you don't get a ton of horses.
Alright, so using a couple of the governors to draw.
So how many does Andy have any golds down there?
Haven't been keeping track, but Andy could get. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, certainly one of the big things that's going to help Bex have a big turn is the fact that Andy drew them like a bajillion cards. I can never decide whether I like or dislike governor and discard attacks. It's certainly dynamic, but sometimes it's just really swingy.
Yeah, it can be really annoying.
Oh, Sean means Raider. 5 Raiders. 10 Raiders. Get a Raider pin. Hold on. How does Raider work? Oh, it only works with 5 or more cards in hand. Also, yeah, horses.
Oh no, you have Way of the Mule. You can mule a
Oh,
horse to
yeah,
keep
you
it in
can mule a
play.
horse to get it in play. Nice. Good edge.
Oh yeah.
So I think Bex just takes 5 provinces this turn and wins, or takes 4 provinces this turn and still wins.
Yeah, but wins is what's gonna
Kind of
happen.
a choose your own adventure on how you want to win. I mean, if Andy takes a province, then Bex almost certainly wins. Just 4 provinces seems. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. I don't see a way out of this as Andy.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just go with that. I mean, I think the best you can do is silver to duchy and then buy province duchy, and Bex just buys 4 provinces and wins. Or you can not touch provinces and buy only duchies, but like, what are you even threatening then? Bex takes 4 provinces and just wins.
Yeah.
I do remember Choose Your Own Adventure books. I also remember cheating at them. Oh yeah, it was all about Goosebumps. It was all about my R.L. Stein. I even had his book of short stories for kids when they were a little older, and like it was like more mature than Goosebumps, but still for 10-year-olds.
Alright, province 2 duchies, and now Bex
Yeah. So
gets to
I
play this
heavily
out.
assume Bex gets 4 provinces here. I had the same problem, Sean. They were just so light and airy, you just digest them. Okay, I only found 1 governor. There's another 2. Okay, so and there's 4 and 4 goals. GG.
Nice.
You don't have to play any more cards, Bex. You won the game.
Don't miss the win again, please. There you go. And again. And again. And
Yeah,
again.
just click end turn as soon as you draw on the 4 governors. They're like Exodia.
Alright, so it's now 2-1 BeXXsoR. Or 2-0.
2-0.
0. Ah,
Alright, so Bex takes
2-0.
a strong lead. So if I understand the format correctly, it's first to 3.5. So, well, it's not first to 3.5 because if it's 3-3, yeah, it's just first to 3, Sean. Interesting. Okay, right. So in order to go into the last game, in order to get a game 6, you have to be 2.5, 2.5. Gotcha. That is a weird format. I personally am not a fan, but I'm also not the TO, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, because like most tournaments around here, it's first to something 0.5.
I would personally prefer doing first to 3.5. Anyway, uh, Andy's going for a burb. Bex is thinking over their open. Recruiter looks pretty good here because it's like the best card in the game. For draw, we've got Embassy. For thinning, we have Recruiter and Count. Tax, we have Coven. Treasury is just kind of there. Mine looks a little more playable than usual because of coin and like I guess Humble Castle, but it still looks pretty bad. Navigator is not a card. I just refuse to acknowledge Navigator as existing. Consticator. Summon is a village, but there's no good cards to summon, and you can summon Seller as a village. It's okay.
You have recruiter.
Populate.
You have recruiter if you
Pop.
need villagers.
Yeah, totally. I don't see summon being particularly relevant on this board.
Populate is a lol
I'm
card.
having trouble figuring out how good Populate is here. There's a lot of cards that are good that you get from Populate. Coven, Embassy, Recruiter, Treasury, even Count seems like decent. But I don't think you end up populating just because
Yeah.
there's no plus buy and it's not really boosting your deck that much. You end up with a bunch of junk cards. Like you got to get rid of navigators. Seller's okay, I guess. I don't really. Yeah, Count can gain Duchy, so that is like the only extra gains. Yeah, yeah. I mean, in general, with Recruiter populate and Trash for benefit, like it all works out. I just like extra count seems potentially worth it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big Populate fan. I click it even when it's a bad idea,
It's
as some of
so
you famously
fun.
know.
It's so
Uh,
fun.
it's so fun. So yeah, I'll agree with Sean. It's very game state dependent.
Yeah, I mean here you just get to where you're consistently single provincing and yeah, and silvers and recruiters. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be till 2051 that the AIs will show us that Navi Silder is actually like one of the optimal openings. I would love to see someone like populating for opulent. I don't think that works though because Humble Castle is not
It's not an
a right
action
time.
pile.
Yeah, they're defined by their first card, and Humble Castle's not action type. Or they're defined by their randomizer card, I guess.
Well, it's the topmost card.
Okay. Arguments against Navi Silver? I don't know. It's not that much better than Silver Silver. Yeah, it's by their randomizer card.
Okay.
And so castles have a randomizer card that says Victory Castle.
And then yeah, you get to getting provinces and sneak in a duchy from count at some
Bex
point.
grabs a seller, whereas Andy gets a recruiter. These turn threes are not equal, but then Bex gets a recruiter, so it's okay. Yeah, what Sean was saying, Navi can put you in a position where you have, like, you might be able to hit 5 with Navi, but you trigger a shuffle by playing Navi, so your recruiter ends up missing the shuffle. Oh, you discard. I don't know how Navi works. I
Beck
might have forgotten how Navigator works. What of it?
BeXXsoR gets a coin of the realm. Interesting. HaloAndy gets another recruiter. So it's like once you have a bunch of villagers, are you just going after like covens and embassies?
I guess. It's a bit of an awkward spot.
Well, HaloAndy has already gotten 2 covens, so
I'm not sure what the order of fives is. Like, covens are money
well,
and the cursing attack. Embassies draw.
after recruiter, it's like, wait, what?
Which part?
No,
The
like,
coin?
no, cause you know, you always get recruiter first,
Oh,
and then you're
yeah.
like, what 5 next?
Probably second recruiter. And then you're like, okay, I have 2 recruiters. And you're like, oh, the best card looks like recruiter. Maybe I should get a third recruiter. And then next thing you know, you lost to money. So don't do that.
Early Dominion AI be like,
Must click best card.
populate? Hmm.
With 7. I do want to hit populate.
We got a gold.
Oh boy, we bought a gold.
Is
We're
JNails in
killing it.
attendance?
I mean, they're trying to hit populate. I get it. Populate is expensive.
Yep, but there's also other cards that'll help you to hit populate. So,
Yeah, I like embassy better as well.
and then there's treasury, which exists.
Treasury seems mediocre. I'm happy to get it off populate for sure. I don't see myself buying it over Coven or Embassy. Andy buys gold. Wow, they really like gold.
Oh no.
Big games? Big. How big are these games exactly? Okay. What are we buying here? Another embassy?
Yeah, I think another embassy so you can get drawing happening.
I mean, we're not that far off from greening,
Yeah,
but
like
I would like, but I would like to populate
you populate
first.
once and then you're ready to green, I think.
Agreed.
Another gold.
This is a lot of gold. I definitely did not want another gold there. Also, this seller feels very out of place in this deck. I guess it can be recruiter food. Bex just seems way behind.
Yeah. Like they don't have a single coven or good payload.
Andy is meandering. This is true. They
Yeah,
are kind of
Bex.
throwing a lead.
Andy does have a lot more payload though right now, so it's a big thing in their favor.
I think Andy's position just looks a lot better. Oh, this is not what you want to draw off recruiter. Okay, embassy over gold, correct.
Yeah, so BeXXsoR needs a lot of payload.
Sean, are you
And
saying gold is a better card? Or embassy is a better card than gold? I'm shocked.
yeah, I don't know what the seller or coin from BeXXsoR were doing.
Sean's just in the corner like, I just wanted to populate, guys. Oh, we get to turn all these estates into villagers now. That's nice. And we're one short of populate.
Yeah, I would rather just had 9.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so as Bex, I think we province here.
Yeah, you want to get some points to even it out.
And what are we doing when we get curse dumped? Resigning? Yeah. I guess maybe you do keep building because you're gonna need to populate because you need to trash those curses. You kinda need count and another recruiter. Yeah, keep building, populating count. I agree. Coven count can't trash curses.
um,
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, my dude.
Count can trash anything except for
Yeah.
Fortress. Dang, Sean.
Alright, so Andy has 3 curses in exile and Bex has 6. That's not a great look. Where is J Nails right now? We desperately need J Nails talking about this gold. Yeah, Andy can totally
Andy
province. I
can
just
even populate next
yeah.
turn.
I mean Andy can populate this turn if they
Oh,
want.
yeah. It's in hand. Just Coven, count, and populate. Yes, it
I
would
know
have
it
to
would
gain
have to gain
copper, but
copper, but it's still there. I
man,
mean gaining a copper to gain 10, well, not
Vexer
10 cards,
Vexer's
but
gonna get curses dumped right on the shuffle. Or wait, no.
no, they're gonna have a
Yeah,
clean shuffle.
yeah, right.
This is the ideal time to get curses dumped. Well, as ideal as it can be when you're getting 7 curses thrown at you. 6 curses. Yeah, I think Bex has to populate. They need the count.
Oh, just a province? Okay.
Seems fine.
Yeah.
I like it. So how many recruiters does Andy have?
Um, 3?
Okay, so they got 4. They have 4 curses floating around in their deck and 3 recruiters. And they have some villagers to spare. Not as many as Bex does.
If only this gold. I wonder what's a card that can draw?
I didn't even realize we picked up navigators. I mean, I know we picked them up because of like populate, but like we're actually playing navigators. This is amazing. This is the most play I've seen navigator in years.
Whoa.
I did miss the John's match. I didn't see navigator shine.
Johns? Navigator draw to X.
Hell yeah. One time I played a game where playing captain as navigator was really good.
Captain is just good. We love
Yeah,
Captain.
I'm not sure if it was the fact that it was Navi or it's just it was Captain playing. It could have been Captain playing a card as sheep, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the deck would have worked out pretty much the same. But I still was like, hey, Navigator did a thing.
Yep, so now it's just greeting time. Right? Green, green, green.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you need to use how bad is this shuffle
Pretty
trigger?
bad. Pretty bad.
Well, it has 6 curses in it.
I mean, you can trash like a couple of them right away, but
You can trash 2 of them.
you can trash a bunch if you play your cards and then
Oh, you do have count.
count.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What?
What? What?
I don't understand. I don't understand. I am confusion. Don't play the recruiter here. Okay. That's cool too. Do you trash? I guess mine. It's worse than navigator.
Yeah, I'd
It
trash the
also
mine.
it also costs 1 more.
Yep.
But Marcuson, desperation isn't on the board. Yeah, I think you toss here. No, they choose to keep. I mean, it is a lot of money, and it is a single gain kingdom.
This is.
Aside from count,
I feel like this is pretty confidently gonna be a win for Andy.
I'd be quite surprised if Andy didn't win this game. As I've forgotten, what's the match score again? It's 2-0 Bex, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be 2-1.
Okay, we can get rid of some curses here. Yes, you discard curses. I don't know if you have more recruiters. Oh, you're going further down. That's fine. I think I would have kept the embassy, but okay.
Yeah.
See here, this navigator is kind of annoying. Okay, yeah, we're at Desperation Castles.
How fun. Yeah.
Yeah, some confusing decisions for sure.
Do you want? Andy could totally grab small castle here.
Yeah, but they could also just grab province.
Yeah, and province helps get the game to end quicker.
Yeah, plus then they can buy Haunted if they want to be mean.
And a duchy.
Yeah, this looks very good. Sean, the reason I'm not concerned about small is I don't see them getting all the way to kings.
I mean, even like
Interesting.
opulent, opulent castle would be pretty good.
Interesting. Bex just recruited a coven. So now they have villagers. But this turn's starting to look a little shaky. We'll see what Seller draws. Okay, we're out of the woods. Hmm.
Uh-oh.
This is not ideal.
That's lucky.
Yes.
Lucky for
They're gonna
Bex.
they're gonna dud into I mean, yeah, you can take Duchy.
Did you even need duchy?
You can summon a navigator. Probably. You don't want to lose this on points.
I feel like Andy's just very strongly ahead.
Yeah, I mean, all the castles is worth about as much as all the provinces.
Yeah, it's pretty easy here to get going from a smaller hand, because Embassy's just great sifting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is draw.
Yeah,
It's just not as much draw as it looks like.
but it like looks it lets you see a lot of cards, and
Yeah,
then
for
keep
sure.
the ones that help you get your turn started.
Mm-hmm.
That's Oh boy. Some nice semantics in chat.
Right, so Andy can hit 8 here.
Yep, nice.
I think you take province over opulent.
Denying opulent could be pretty good though.
They don't have plus buy. I'm not worried about them playing opulent for a bunch of money.
True. True. They just keep going after provinces.
Yeah, just province. No, they're taking the castle.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so if they grab the 8 and 9 castle here and Andy grabs the 10 castle, that's probably game.
Yep.
So what do? Do you not pop small? I guess not.
Looks like it.
And now not having a small castle can start to be annoying if they just take 8 castle. Because Andy can't take...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't take the 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, castles can be pretty annoying with drawn out end games. Yes, it could have. I know what BeXXsoR's thinking so hard about here, but okay.
And all of a sudden, this game's gotten close.
Oh yeah.
Man, castles are so weird. Grand Castle can be fine if they can gain a bunch of VP off of it. If they're just doing it to try to deny, I'm not sure I like it because Kings is worth so much.
Yep. Especially with BeXXsoR having, like all the castles.
I mean, Andy has Opulent, and is that it?
Bex can potentially get Grand and Kings. Oh,
Yeah, I think you.
oh. Okay. Andy takes Grand for 6 VP.
Okay, well, Bex is gonna get Kings. How much
Yup.
is that worth? They have 7. They'll have 8 castles, right?
Yeah, I think.
Why only 12? Won't they have 8 castles? They're missing 7 and
No, Andy got
9.
Andy got 2, and there's
Oh, there's only 8 in the pile, right? Wow, okay.
yeah.
Math is hard.
Yeah, but still
Right.
12 VP.
Puts Bex back in the running for sure.
Yeah, they'll bring him up to all the way up to 35, and then
Yeah, if
it'll
you
be
can use small and buy a province, you're winning. And we were ready to write this game off.
and just like that, back within 3 VP. Yeah, India has a much better deck. BeXXsoR was able to make it really close though, so if Andy,
I
as
mean, duchies
yeah,
can run pretty soon, and there's 2
Andy's,
piles gone.
but Andy can gain duchies and buy provinces, so I think it's just gonna go to Andy. No, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, even if Bex takes duchy provinces turn, they just lose.
Yep. A bit of a confusing start here from Bex, followed by getting close, but Andy eventually still has the better deck, I guess. Yep. Province, and
Hmm.
then that's game
And
over.
then what? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is half VP, I think. Right? If Bex takes 2 provinces, there's province and 2 duchies, it's only 12 VP. And that would be a losing tie. Unless they have a curse left to trash, maybe.
Yeah, though HaloAndy
Mm,
has a curse left to trash, and I guess there's 2 curses still out, but yeah, this is
Alright,
just
there are states. So it's not half VP, but it's
it's
really
very
hard to
close.
take any VP without triggering a 3 pile or a province out. There's also a 3 pile.
It's literally impossible to empty province, duchy, and estate here.
I mean, it's not impossible if your opponent just keeps passing turns.
No,
You
it
could
it,
buy
it is
7.
impossible.
No, you could buy 7 estates and then on your last turn gain a
Oh yeah,
duchy
no,
or two duchies. No,
yeah, you
gain.
can't gain the last province and the last estate on the same turn.
No, but you could gain 7 estates and 1 duchy and 8 pass turns, and then gain province duchy on the last turn, and that would be enough.
Yeah, but you can't
They
empty
have
the
to pass like
estates.
9 turns in a row. Yeah, you can't end on estates.
Okay.
All right. Thank God that was going on. All right, 2-1.
Yep. 2-1. I'll be right back.
Hmm. 5-2 torture and nothing seems probably correct. I mean, catapult church. Interesting. Andy opens militia. Yeah, I think I like catapult church more. Militia just seems worse than catapult. Neither of them got a catapult. That's a bit strange. Alright, clearly we hit 8, so we gotta buy a province here. Yeah, I don't know. Torture? Lost City already? Mutual Pact to ignore catapult. I mean, I do ban catapult. I do not like this card. I think it's a very dumb card. Yeah, Lost City sounds good. In theory, you could like church a bunch of cards and then discard down to 0 for torture and then play with the cards you churched. It's kind of cute. But I think realistically, probably not doing that. I don't know. You can also take a curse and then church the curse and trash it next turn. All right, we've got catapults. Well, we have at least one. Probably won't see more than one apiece because catapult is not a card that stacks particularly well. Courtier is the only buy here. So for that reason it's important, although that did feel a bit early. Okay, so this militia is actually fine. Yeah, I mean there's only one pile of villages here. And yeah, torture stack looks very good. The cursing's pretty slow. Yeah, that order was bad. You want to make him gain a curse first, probably. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. was actually thinking about opening Dungeon Catapult. Maybe that's nonsense. I don't know Catapult stuff. Seems okay to me. Yeah, Church is a good card. Zombot lies.
I have returned.
Yay.
And whoa, it's quite the board. Yes, Church is a great card. You get to
Big
keep.
fan of Church. So only one Catapult and 2 Tortures are off the board so far.
This is such a discard attack board. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Man. Then you've got your villages, your trashing. You have Cobbler.
Cobbler's just hanging out. Didn't do anything wrong.
And Dungeon. Dungeon's nice.
Yeah, I was saying I actually kind of like opening Dungeon Catapult. Alright, it's time to really start torturing them. Catapult into torture.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it does lead to playing torture to potentially draw stuff dead. But on the other hand, it also means they discard down to 3 and then you get hit by torture. Rather than potentially discarding for torture and then just dodging catapult attack.
Yep. So it looks pretty even so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some dungeons would be pretty helpful.
You might want to move your mic a little further away from your
Oh, yeah.
face.
Here you go.
Yeah, that sounds better. Okay, so Corday activates off either militia or church. They're both tool types.
Yep, well, any attack and
This is like
or
Lost City
duration.
Torture, maybe? Church Torture, interesting. So will they do it again? Start off with catapult and then hit with the dead drawing torture?
I don't want to draw dead here. Yeah, draw good. Get a nice turn.
Bex isn't a think. Probably trying to track their deck. Looks like they've decided they're going to play the Torturer Dead to make the attack a bit stronger. For the first time, they get a little bit punished for that, as they do not draw perfectly.
Yeah, and then
They do that 5.
get another torture. So it's just very close. Courtier, it's a good card. Especially when it's like the one card here that gives plus buy.
Hmm.
Yeah, Andy feels ahead. Not very ahead, but ahead.
Archer is just such an unpleasant card to play with.
Yeah, it's it's annoying, especially when it's together with other discard attacks like it is here. Then it's just extra annoying.
This kingdom's just kind of miserable.
Well, I mean, you can take the curses if you have churches in play. Like, those churches can help you trash the curse right away. Like, unless you get catapulted afterwards, in which case you're just extra very miserable.
Which just happened.
Also, Bex does not really have payload, but the courtier will hopefully help gain some golds and fix that. But now Andy seems pretty well going with Lost City Torture and also the churches. Another courtier?
Nah,
But
just torture
Lost
Lost
City.
City. You want to build this
No
torture
more
stack a bit.
things.
Also, like, it's draw.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Andy here making a comeback from being down 0-2 to now being at 1-2 and with a somewhat of an advantage in this one.
Yeah, not skipping catapult's pretty good. Also, Andy had. Did Bex or Andy have a 5-2 here?
Um,
Bex. Okay, yeah. Interesting. I kind of like Bex's position more, honestly. Yeah, this is unfortunate as
Ooh.
Bex. Oog. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Yeah.
Bunga bunga.
So Beck's getting kind of unfortunate draws, and yeah, dungeon would be helpful, but no one's gotten it.
Baz silver. Bex is probably gonna have to eat a couple curses here.
Yep, because you you don't want to not do anything.
Well, they can militia and then torture, yeah.
Ooh, lots of cards in play.
Mm-hmm. The whole little rainbow. And we get to set some stuff aside, trash some curses next turn. We can double here if we want. Like we do. Okay, curses are gone. Torture is just a smithy now.
Yep, and Andy's looking to be pretty ahead. No, it's both are drawing deck. Halo's Andy's a good amount ahead. Yeah, only two piles are really lower out.
Yeah, and there's no real threat of a third pile. Okay, we do see another courtier.
Nice.
I do like the idea of saving like one of estate, copper, and curse so that you stay getting all the museum points. Anyway, this looks very much in Andy's favor.
Yep. This is double.
Hmm. Oh man, I gotta take a nap after this. Getting tired.
What about a nice 8-hour nap at 11 p.m.?
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
The next 4 a.m. later. Coaching?
yeah, I could take there's plenty of time for a nap before coaching, Sean.
No, but I don't think you can hope for duds here with the durations around. Like, it's not happening. So this is gonna bring it up to 2-2, right?
Hmm. So next game will decide it, unless they tie, in which case the last game will decide it. Of those two museum points. I guess you can buy back the copper.
Okay, so that means that next.
Cardo Cobbler? Okay, we're just museum
Huh?
dancing.
Yeah, so next game would be the decider, right?
Yep. Uh, next game, if one of them wins, then they win the set. If they tie, then player two, which will be Andy, will win.
Yeah, I want torture in my next hand.
Okay, so can Bex do anything here? Bex could double potentially, and then Andy can
No,
die.
Andy can double back and win.
Yeah, I mean, all the provinces only 24 VP. Province Gold Dungeon? No, Improve is worth more points. Oh, Dutch is worth a decent is worth 5 points because they don't have one yet.
Yeah, some museums helping out a bunch here.
Okay, so is doubling safe as Andy? Well, it doesn't have enough money.
Ooh, 15. Yeah, province duchy, especially with duchy scoring the 5 points it
5
does with
points.
museum.
Yeah. Potential dud for Andy, although... Wow, that's a church. Yeah, Bex has 2 courtiers, Andy has 1. And Bex winning this would be nuts.
Oh man. I mean, an estate is worth 3 points right now because I don't think Bex has one. Doesn't no cop. Wow. That's 5 points there. 42. Yeah, Bex can't score enough this turn, but if Andy totally duds, yeah.
Yeah, Bex needs 2 turns to win. So we'll see what Andy draws.
The cartographer coming in clutch.
Maybe. We'll find out. Does Andy have churched 3 provinces? Those aren't helping.
No, I think you're just.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm not saying they're badly churched. I just meant they're not saving this in that they're not a village. Ooh, Terra Cubis, that's some 4D chess right there. Wrong options, I guess. Maybe plus buying gold. Planning to win over 2 turns. Want to play the church first? Okay. Now they don't have a target for Courtier. That's not right. Yeah. And I think they need one more undo.
Oh, there's a target. Okay. Oh, yep, this is. Wait.
Well,
Ooh.
this is not good. Let's
Ooh.
see what Bex can do. That cartographer did not, in fact, draw the village.
Well, you can discard these and hope to draw
To
some golds
tr
with torture.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
think that's what you do. You discard everything.
But the coppers?
Yeah. Or just
Well,
everything.
yeah, I guess
And
to
hope you.
everything. Okay, or you church the torturer. Or you do that and buy a duchy.
Okay.
Alright,
So
let's
Bex
see.
needs 2 provinces a state.
That would be to tie.
No, a state is worth museum
Oh, it states
points.
are unique. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Is it is it not? I see 5 estates in the trash, 1 estate in Andy's hand, and yeah. Oh, for Andy. Andy has the 1 estate that is in anyone's deck. So can Bex do this? Wait, Bex doesn't improve if they have the terminal space for it, but doesn't.
I
Hello?
mean,
Yeah?
they can get Courtier and improve in play, but I don't think they can get militia in play to improve into duchy.
Yeah. But wait, but they don't have the actions for it.
I mean, they can play Courtier militia, but they
Wait,
would
what?
double is losing. They could have doubled, but double is losing. And in order to get the improve and the militia in play, they need an extra action.
Yeah, if only they had lost city, that would have been a win. Or if only Cobbler was not a duration.
So what do you do here? If you take the duchies, then they just grab the lost city and win. Oh yeah, improve something into duchy does lose out on museum points, so it's only like +3, -2. It's not very good. They didn't gain a copper. Okay, GG.
Oh, yep. GG. It was
You don't
so.
have to play this out. Just click end stuff, click the province
Wait,
button once.
wait, what if.
Don't play this militia. Okay, good.
Wait, what if double copper won?
No. Oh. Okay. We go to the showdown game. They're tied 2 apiece.
Ooh, exciting.
And we have Shepherd Silk Trade. Shepherd and Silk Road are both here. This actually isn't game 6, Mocha. This is game 5, but because it is first to 3, this is effectively game 6. Unless they happen to tie this game, in which case we will have a 6th game. The only way we can reach game 6 is if they tie game 5.
Yep.
Anyway, um, so a lot going on here. Shepherd looks like good draw. There's a lot of green cards to support Shepherd between Silk and Harem,
Yep.
and Silk Merchant looks really good as usual. The only villages though, is Sauna, which is really awkward, especially in a deck like a Shepherd deck where you would like to keep your green around.
Oh man.
Um, Now you can buy some silks and then trade them or ratcatcher them, but more likely trade them away later to get villagers out of them again. Um, I don't know. Silk doesn't seem that amazing here. Don't send Kaplan to kill me. Like, please understand. I am but a mortal. But Silk really doesn't seem particularly strong here.
Yeah, I mean, also like for thinning, are you gonna get rat catchers? I would. Like,
Yeah, I mean the
yeah.
alternative is Sauna. Well, there's trade.
I mean, Trade and Sonic can actually work together quite nicely.
Yeah, but then you have to get Sauna.
But I mean, you might want to get Sana anyway. Like,
Hmm. This board would be crazy if it had a gainer on it.
oh man, if this had like
I mean, don't even think about
not
Groom
Groom,
because it's broken like 10 ways to Sunday.
Groom with like Silk and Silk Road, all the Silk.
And Shepherd there to make the estates worth more VP.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be pretty stupid. Um,
Yeah, pasture Groom rushes are crazy.
the opening is like Silk Rat Catcher, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Silk is great.
Silk is a really good card. I still want a Silk. Probably two, maybe a little more. But I'm not going super heavy on the Silk here. I'd like to be drawing with Shepherd. I just want a little bit of plus buy. And
Yeah,
to hit nice numbers.
yeah, the plus buy is very helpful, especially because like you have stuff like Ratcatcher, which is a thing you can get for cheap
Mm-hmm.
that helps you a bunch. this is a pretty interesting board. Really great one to finish it off.
Shepherd better than Relic. The Relic attack certainly starts really hurting when you have deck control.
Yeah, I think I want draw first, but then once I have that, I'll grab a relic. Start messing with my opponent.
Yeah, it hurts with no deck control. I just want to be playing it as often as possible. So I'm not sure I pick it up until I can start playing it pretty consistently. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with just relying on Shepherd for draw is that Shepherd's a pretty inconsistent card. It really likes when you can somehow set it up. So, I mean, ideally, you can use Silk to get your hand a little bigger, but then you're burning villagers. It's tricky. Embassy and Shep are kind of a weird combination.
Yeah, I want Asana as well. Asana seems pretty decent here. Like at worst, it's a cantrip. At best, you're getting thinner, even a bit. Okay, province. I feel like Silk Road is going to be worth quite a lot here if it gets to the point.
Yeah, there's a lot of good alt VP here between Estate, Silk Road, Harem.
Yeah,
I mean, not that Harem's like amazing alt VP, but just it all builds up with Silk.
yep.
And I mean, with Shepherd, you can just green whenever you want.
Shepherd is the best.
Shep is a really fun card. It's one of my favorite Nocturne. I really like Nocturne. It has just
Nocturne
so
Love
many interesting.
Squad.
Yeah, Nocturne Love Squad for sure. But it definitely has. Shep is like so game changing in such an interesting and like fairly simple way.
And then there's
Like,
Secret
what if
Cave.
Estate?
Yeah.
Well, Cave's a different story, but Shep is just like, what if estates were good?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if green cards were good? It's not just estates, obviously, but if you look at it just in terms of how it changes the start of your game, it's like you start
No,
off with normally you think of the estates as junk cards, but here it's like, oh, they could actually be an asset.
no, no. It's like you start getting good at Dominion, and you ask someone, and Freaky's like, "Yeah, so you just covered the left side of your monitor to be good at Dominion. Just get rid
Wait,
of the green
what?
and yellow." But sometimes.
I played with a newer player recently and they asked me for some tips and I gave them the standard beginner advice of like buy provinces later and buy less gold. But like they were doing it though. Like sometimes the simple like stereotype tips are the best tips.
Nice.
Like, tips don't always have to be super complicated. Sometimes you gotta just like correct a big mistake. Anyway,
Alright, so
Shep is a really cool card.
more Shep. And then you draw them without any victory cards.
Yeah.
The
That's
the
why
classic stable
it's a
shenanigan.
stable stud, but sadder because at least with a stable stud, you play one stables and then the turn ends for you. But you have to shame click through these shepherds or click end actions. Okay, sheps are gone.
Is there any third pile that might go? Maybe even estates?
Yeah, I mean the states are definitely at risk of running. So are silks, both silks.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, Joe, it sounds like a winning strategy. I think it was Dan Brooks who kept talking about how his first league game he opened like estate trashing hovel or something like that in like duchy or something like because it was a shepherd board, something ridiculous like that. Yeah, I mean this board does look kind of slow and so there might be time to pile out the duchies, the saunas, and then your deck is like actually pretty okay, but they might just get a bajillion green cards while you're doing that. Interesting. I knew like gear trade was very fast, but I didn't realize how fast embassy trade would be because I thought it wouldn't be as good at
Oh
using
wow.
trade since it has to discard
Oh,
uh cards, but that's really
dang.
interesting. That's a fast money variant. I mean, trade pushes money in general.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
seems
mean,
like a very spee strategy.
I don't think what either player's doing is like optimal, but who is?
Yeah, the optimal strategy is like it's like in chess. Like sometimes like the computer makes like such a weird move, and you're like, what? And then it's like, trust me, it's good.
Polite Bex. Thank you very much. Okay, those silks.
Nice.
I'm on the edge of my seat here. This match is really heating up. We're trashing silk for the village effect. Heck yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, Sean. There's a lot of VP on this board. It's not like getting 5 or 6 provinces is unbeatable, but the deck can take a bunch of provinces and then start taking Silk Roads.
Yeah, if you just grab some shepherds and keep building, because shepherd is just a great card. Like, look at this.
I mean, I think even the money deck that's trashing green cards and isn't holding estates can still like grab and contest Silk Roads. I could sim Shep or Embassy trade later if
Yeah, I feel
maybe
like
I'll do it after my nap.
this this board could definitely be pretty optimized if you really tried.
I don't think so.
Well,
Not right now.
not
There's too
really.
much like Silk like nonsense with villagers.
Yeah, but it does feel like you can get it over pretty quickly, especially if both players mirror.
Well, they are exactly tied at 26 VP right now. And I agree with Foley. I think this is a hard board to optimize.
Yeah, you've got a lot of things that you can do all together. Silk.
I will be right back.
Okay. This is a tough buy. Think Silk Silk Road and maybe even Silk Road Harem. Just throwing stuff out here. I have no clue, really. Okay, Silk Road Duchy. That works too. So can Halo Andy end this? Oh man, Roger, you might be right. If they that deck might have a pretty. Oh, the luck, the shepherd. Wow. think this is a duchy. No, Silk Road's. Yeah, yeah, because you don't want to leave that, and the Silk Roads aren't worth enough for Andy that he can get them and pile out and win, right? Say I like Silk Road Silver then, as yeah, Andy doesn't Andy's low payload and BeXXsoR has more points, so yeah, Silk Silver that's nice. Memes are great. Oh, we did it.
All right.
So looks like
Yeah.
BeXXsoR's got this one.
Bex looks to be wrapping this up.
Yep. Just
Can
needs
Andy still get back in this?
no.
No.
Nope. Right, discard the treasure. What?
What do you mean?
Alright, BeXXsoR just discarded victory cards instead of treasure when they had a shepherd in hand.
No, they don't want to spend the villager. Just buy a Silk Road here. Okay. I guess we're
No,
playing on.
they can end the game by spending the villager. Yeah.
I don't like this greedy line. If you don't find Silk, you don't. Okay, well, there's Silk.
I like it.
Okay. Okay.
Their deck is just
It's paying off.
it's full enough of good things that
Yeah, I should believe in the heart of the cards. You're right. You right. You right. Okay, need one more money.
and
And that's enough money. Play the Silk. Okay, we don't need to play this pasture, but that's fine. Don't play the poorhouse.
and there
All
it
right.
is.
Congrats to BeXXsoR for
BeXXsoR
making
off
it
to a
into
great
the
start.
finals of big games.
Off to a great start. Some
They
rough
will be
spots in the
playing.
middle, but came through.
Yep, they will be playing Folivora uh in the finals, which I don't think has been scheduled yet. Um all right, that was actually they took their time. That was a pretty long set.
Yeah,
Um
2 hours 40 some minutes.
for 5 games.
All right, thanks
Um
for commentating, Killerts.
yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you had a good afternoon, whatever, evening, morning, wherever you are. Have a good day.